Hey guys, thank you for watching the third installment of Learning 40k. For this, we have the end of the first game with Thurston or Steve. Basically, all that really happened was, is I'll let you watch it, but we go into Steve's first close combat phase, where we go through the close combat phase, and I've already told you this game ends at turn 2. I get tabled turn 2 because I took the list, so that would happen. So it goes all the way to that, and then we have a quick post-game show after where we talk about what we thought. So yeah, that'll be the end of this first game of Learning 40k. Up next, what we're gonna have is I'm gonna be sitting down with Thurston. We're gonna go through the Grey Knight Codex, and we're gonna talk about how to build lists for Warhammer 40k, just standard lists for normal gameplay as well as tournament gameplay. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this. As always, if you see any mistakes or any errors, let me know. I'm always happy to learn that I made a mistake so I can fix it for further videos. And anyways, guys, thank you for watching the Warhammer 40k learning Warhammer 40k. And also, there's a giveaway going on. Check out, I believe it's yesterday's video. Go check that out. New giveaway. Awesome stuff is being given away. And thank you for watching this, guys. Keep on wargaming and enjoy it. All the leadership tests have been done. That's the end of the shooting phase. Next, we have the assault phase. This is when you can declare what is going to assault what. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's hold back. These guys have a special rule. In the shooting phase, you can, with any unit, mostly, you can either choose to shoot normally, or you can choose to run. What running does is it allows you to run an additional d6 inches for normal infantry. It's the same thing with these guys. Some special rules, such as flyers, or skimmers, or bikes, can choose to, what do you call that? Basically, I can't believe I forget what that's called, but they charge turbo boost, and they move automatic 12 inches. But these guys are normal infantry, so they can choose to move 6 inches. You shot, so you normally wouldn't get it to do that. But because you took the Nemesis Strike Force detachment from the Grey Knight books, the turn your units arrive from deep strike, they can run and shoot. So you can, in any order you want. So you can choose to shoot then run, or run then shoot. So you shot now. Do you want to run? Running will get you closer here. Running is usually pretty good. Because let's say I don't have any blast weapons, but let's say I had a blast weapon. And I know this isn't a blast weapon, but we'll use the end of this. And I place it over like this. Well, I'm going to hit, what, 4 guys. Whereas if you ran and placed them all 3 inches apart like this, I'm going to hit 1 guy. Pretty simple. Right, so do you want to run?
Yeah, I'll try running.
Okay, so it's a 1d6 roll. 1 inch.
1.
Still spaces you out. That's not bad. Okay, so each model can move now up to 1 inch in any direction. Keep in mind you have to keep unit coherency. In 40k, each unit has to stay within a certain amount of inches. Each model in each unit has to be at least a certain amount of inches from another model in the unit.
Okay.
For everything except for vehicles, it's 2 inches. So each model has, so you can do a Congo line like this, because even though these guys are not 2 inches from here, they're still 2 inches within somebody else in the unit. He's 2 inches from there. So each model has to be within 2 inches of another model in the unit. You only rolled an inch, so that's not going to come into play, but that's just to keep that in mind. So if we move out an inch, we'll just do it like this. So these guys are just moving an inch apart like this. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yep.
That's moving. Assaulting phase. These guys deep strike. The turning deep strike, unless you have a special rule. Can't think of anything that has a special rule that allows you to assault when you deep strike. But if there was one, unless you have a special rule that allows you, you cannot assault the turn you deep strike or ride from reserves. Okay. So these guys are stuck there. This guy can't choose to assault because he moved up 12 inches. If he was to use his teleport pack and move his 30 inches, he could have assaulted. But because he didn't, he can choose to assault. So you choose who's assaulting first.
Okay, he's going to assault.
And what is he assaulting? He has to assault the thing he shot at.
Okay, so he's got to assault the bikes.
Yeah. So you're assaulting the squad. Now, what to assault normally is you roll 2d6, and that's how far you move. So let's imagine how far you are. So from my closest bike, you are
4. Which one?
Just out of 7 inches. So you need 8 inches. Now, before you charge in, I get to do something called Overwatch. I get to take a shooting attack at you. Now, because you're charging at me, Fluff-wise, I just see you charging and I draw my gun really quickly and fire. So I'm snap shooting. We've already discussed it. We've already talked a bit about snap shooting. That means I'm firing at ballistic skill 1. So I need 6s to hit, because 7 minus 1 is 6, right? Okay, so I'm going to choose to fire 2 melted guns instead of the bolter. So the melted guns, I need 6s to hit. 1 hit. So now this weapon is strength 8, AP 1. Your toughness 6. So I'm 2 higher than you, so I'm wounding you on a 2. And it's AP 1, so it ignores your armor save. Now you do get a 5+ cover save from this, because ruins give a 4+. Anything else basically gives a 5+. But you have a 4+ invul save due to Sanctuary. So you're going to choose to take the Sanctuary if this wounds. So that's a 3, so it wounds. Now you get a 4+ save, because you're invul. You fail it. But he has 4 wounds, so he's now down to 3 wounds. So you just put a dice. I count down. There's no rule. I like to count down to see what's left. So he's down to 3 wounds.
3?
Yep. And now this guy, so these guys shot the weapons. He's going to shoot his weapon. He's going to use the same weapon, but it's a combi weapon. So after this time he shoots it, he can never shoot the Malta again. It just turns into a regular bolter after. It's like a one and done type thing. He needs a 6 to hit, and that doesn't hit. And the only shooting weapon he has is a bolter, twin link bolter. Now bolters have a 24-inch range, but if you're half range, you can do a thing what is called rapid fire. So you get to shoot 2 shots instead of 1. Because you're within 12, I'm going to choose to rapid fire at you.
Okay.
So no hits, but the bike bolters are twin linked. What twin linked means is you get to re-roll your misses when you roll into hit, but you can only ever re-roll once. So try for 6s again. No 6s. So each of them has shot the 1 weapon they're allowed to shoot. So now you roll your distance. Now normally, because you're charging through terrain, like you'd be charging through here and through here, you would minus 2 inches from your dice roll. But because you're a monstrous creature, you have the special rule called move through cover. You ignore that.
Okay.
So you're looking for 8 inches on your dice.
So 2d6.
2d6. That is more than enough to get you in. Okay, so when you make a successful charge, you move the unit charging base to base with the closest model.
Okay.
Just like that. Okay, so now we're locked to combat. These guys can't charge. You do all your charges, and then you move ahead to choosing what you want to do. So which combat do you want to do first? Well, this is the only combat. Now you do initiative step.
Okay.
Okay, so initiative step. Now, what's your initiative on Jedi Knight? It's 4.
Yeah.
All my Marines are initiative 4 except for my Khan, who's initiative 5. Let me double check that. I think he's initiative 5. But there's a good chance you're going to possibly kill this whole squad here. Khan, Cosera's Khan is initiative 5. Okay, so the way initiative steps work is you start at 10. Initiative step 10. He actually has a special rule called Hammer of Wrath. The attorney makes a successful charge. At initiative step 10, he gets to make a single automatic hit based off his unmodified strength. It's unmodified and no AP. So his unmodified strength is 6. My toughness is 4. So at initiative step 10, you get 1 strength 6 automatic hit. So let's see if you wound. If I'm strength 6, if you're strength 6 and I'm toughness 4, that means since you're 2 higher, you need a 2+ to wound. So you don't wound because you got a 1. Okay, and then we go to initiative step 9. There's nothing in here that's initiative step 9. 8, 7, 6, nothing in initiative step 6. Initiative step 5, he happens now. So what happens is when you get to your initiative step, you pile in to combat. So you move 3 inches to try and get to base-to-base contact. If it's impossible for you to get to base-to-base contact because there's not enough guys, because he's completely surrounded, or you just don't have enough movement to get to base-to-base contact, you have to get at least within 2 inches of another guy that is in base-to-base contact. If you do that, you can attack. If you can't get within 2 inches of a guy within base-to-base contact, you cannot attack that turn. So let's say he was over here and he moved up his 3 inches, or let's say for the sake of it on the camera, he's right here trying to attack over here, and he moves up his 3 inches, and he's not within 2 inches of this guy, he can't attack. But because he can get into base-to-base, he can attack. He has 3 attacks base plus 1 for 2 weapons. 1 second, let me double check that just to be sure. I'm pretty sure it's plus 1.
I'm still within earshot. Here.
Yeah, no problem. We're just checking out the book here. 1 second, guys. Black Templar. There we are. Cantor. Colin has a melee weapon and he has a bolt pistol. So he does have 2 melee weapons. So Steve, because I have 2 melee weapons, that means I get +1. I get an extra attack. So he normally only has 3 attacks. He has 4 attacks. And so that means he has 4 attacks with his weapon. Then my weapon's only strength 4, and it's only AP 3. Since you have an armor 2, a 2+ save, I'm not going to ignore your armor, so you're going to get your 2+ save if I get any wounds. But I am weapon skill 6. What's your weapon skill?
My weapon skill is 5.
Okay, now for me to hit in close combat, we got to consult the weapon skill of your and my weapon skill. I'm weapon skill 6 against your weapon skill 5. Sorry about that. So what that means is if the weapon skills are tied, so let's say you had 6 and 6, I need 4s to hit. If I am higher than you, I need 3s. It can never get better than 3s. Even if I'm weapon skill 10, you weapon skill 1, I need 3s.
Okay.
If my weapon skill is 1 lower, if my weapon skill is 1, okay, let's put it this way. So it's normally 3s. If my weapon skill is higher, you need 3s to hit. It can never get better than 3 unless you have a special rule that allows you to. If it's tied, you need 4s. If it's higher, if my weapon skill is lower than your weapon skill, you normally need 4s still. So for tied or lower, you need 4s. But if any point my weapon skill is double your weapon skill +1, so if I'm weapon skill 9 and your weapon skill 4, you need 5s to hit. But because I'm weapon skill 6, your weapon skill 5, I need 3s to hit. So I got 4 dice, 3s to hit. So 1 miss. That's taken out. And then I am strength 4 and your toughness 6, right?
Yep.
What that means is you are 2 higher than my strength, so I need 6s to wound you. So I got 1 6. Now you get to choose what save you want. It's only AP 3, so it doesn't ignore your armor save. So you get a 2+ save. You pass it, nothing happens. Now initiative step 4. You're initiative 4, and these bikes are also initiative 4, except for my sergeant, who is going to use a melta bomb, which is like a special grenade I took that is useful against monstrous creatures. That causes him to attack at initiative 1 because it's big and he's got to get ready to throw. So these 2 bikes are going to pile in. Boom. Okay. So since you're attacking, you get these both attack at the same time. So even let's say you were to kill a bike before they technically attack, they still get to attack because it's the same initiative step.
Okay.
So you could choose if you want to attack first or I attack first. That's up to you.
I'll attack first.
Okay. How many attacks does it have?
He has 3 attacks.
When you charge, you add 1 to your. You will get +1 attack normally.
Okay.
Unless that's ignored. And you have 2 specialist weapons. You have your sword. And you have your power fist. If you ever have 2 specialist weapons or 2 melee weapons, you get an additional attack. So you get 5 attacks on the charge. What's your weapon skill? 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So his weapon skill is 5, but he was only weapon skill 6. Now you're attacking the squad. So you attack at the majority weapon skill in the squad. All of these guys are weapon skill 4, minus him who's weapon skill 6. So you're attacking at weapon skill against weapon skill 5. When against weapon skill 4. So since you're higher than my weapon skill, you hit on 3s.
Okay. And there's no separation between the specialist weapons? It's just all...
No, you choose which weapon you want to attack with. Basically, you're attacking with the sword, which allows you to be mastercrafted. So you get to reroll 1 missed hit.
Okay.
So that's mastercrafted. Okay, so you got 3 hits, and you can reroll 1 of those misses to the mastercrafted.
Okay, I'm gonna reroll the 1.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter which one you reroll.
Yeah.
That was a hit, so it doesn't matter. So you got 4 hits.
Yeah.
Okay, now your strength 10. Because this is what happens. The power fist doubles your strength, but you're using the sword. So the power fist doubles your strength using the sword. Because you're using them both together, you get the double strength in the power fist, and you get the mastercrafted from your sword. So your strength 10, I'm toughness 4. So you need 2s to kill me. 2s to damage, I guess. So that's 4 wounds. Okay, now I gotta take my saves. Because you're AP 2, I ignore my saves. You can never get cover saves in combat, so I get no cover save, and I have no invul. So that's 4 wounds. He has an invul. So what's gonna happen is these three are gonna die.
Right.
Sorry guys, we'll edit this out. Can you pass my phone, please? Okay, so I lose. So I now, because we're all in base-to-base contact, it goes to initiative step, I believe. So I'm going to kill 3 of the wounds. I'm going to take. You know what? I'm going to kill these 2 guys. I'm then going to take the wounds on Khan. Khan has an iron halo. Let me double check that.
Yeah, I don't know which one you are.
Caceres Khan has no invul save at all. No, he has an iron halo. Never mind. An iron halo confers a 4+ invul save. So 2 of the wounds are gone. I have 2 wounds left still. I'm going to take a 4+ invul. I fail it. So he's dead now. He has 3 wounds normally, but you're strength 10. Now I'm toughness 4. If you at any point double out, so if your strength is double my toughness, that causes instant death on an unsaved wound. That means even if he has 3 wounds, you take all the wounds out for each unsaved wound.
Okay.
Unless you have a special rule such as Eternal Warrior makes him immune to instant death. And because, so that's 1 more wound, and because he has no invul save, he automatically takes the last wound. So what happened is you completely wiped out that squad. For the mission type, that gave you Slay the Warlord, because you killed the Warlord. 1 victory point for killing the Warlord, so that's 2 victory points. You then got killed his squad, so that's 3 victory points. And you got First Blood, so that's 4 victory points. And I lost this squad. Now we're at the, so after you win a combat, you can then consolidate. What that is you roll a d6 and you get to move that many inches. 3 inches.
3 inches.
So you're obviously going to move towards what's left on the board. So we're going to turn you around and we'll move 3 inches up. Boom. There you go. Okay, so now the end of the assault phase is over after him consolidating. Basically, after the assault phase, it turns over, it goes to my turn. Real quickly, these guys cannot move, and they can't shoot, and they're the only thing left on the board. So my turn starts, and my turn ends. Right? Because I can't move them, movement phase is over, I got no reserves, nothing can come in. And shooting phase, the firing ports on the vehicle are not facing you, so it can't shoot. Assault phase is stuck in there, so I can't do anything. So that is your turn now.
No, I was gonna say.
There we go. It's your turn. So your turn 2 now.
Okay.
So now at the beginning of your turn, all psychic powers, at the beginning of your psychic phase, sorry, all psychic powers that are on basically disappear.
Okay.
Okay, so comes movement. Anything in reserve? Nothing is in reserve. So now we got shooting. 1 second, let me fix this real quickly. Now we got movement. Why is it like that? Did I hit the zoom or something? Sorry guys, just adjusting right there. Okay, there you go. Now we have movement. Okay, so this guy has his jump pack, but what you want to do is you want to kill this. So you don't need to use your 30-inch move. You just want to move him 12 inches forward, right?
Yeah.
So I can move forward.
If you don't mind.
Yep. So boom. These guys only move 6 inches because that's all they can move.
Yeah.
So they're going to move 6 inches up towards there. Each model moves separately. Like you can move one model and move the rest like this, but you always want to make sure each model does not move more than it can be allowed to do. Okay, that's your movement. Psychic phase now. Count our mastery levels again. 1 for him, 2 for the librarian, 3, and then 1 for the squad is 4, plus your dice roll.
And the dice roll 2d6.
Right? 1d6, and add that to the total. And that's what I get too. So 1. So I get 1 dice, and you get 5 dice.
4, 5. Alright. So
What do you want to do?
we're gonna try and cast or activate. I don't know, activate.
Cast is fine, yeah.
Cast.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Sanctuary
Yep.
on Dread Knight.
Sanctuary on him.
Besides all the trouble in that.
Okay, so you need 1 4. You might want to use 2 dice just so you can. Yeah.
So I can kinda,
I know it's not like this. Okay, it goes off on 1. I'll try and dispel that. I do, so it doesn't go off. So you get 3 dice left for whatever you want.
Okay, so since it didn't work on the Dread Knight, I'm gonna try and do it on the Librarian.
Well, here's the thing now: is Sanctuary is good, but these guys got nothing that ignore your 2+ armor save. So you don't really need a better info save. What you want to do is to be able to kill them better in close combat. So you might want to use Hammerhead instead of Sanctuary.
Okay.
And throw all 3 dice at Hammerhead, right? Because you don't need the invul, so might as well use the 3 dice for Sanctuary.
That's true. Okay, so try and cast Hammerhead then?
Yep. And it goes off.
And it goes
so
off.
this whole squad is +2 strength in combat.
Okay.
Or to the profile. Okay, now shooting. Here's the cool thing. Normally you cannot, if you have to charge the thing you shot at, right? So if you charge, you couldn't shoot the bike squad that was here and then charge here. But if you kill the dedicated transport in the shooting phase, you could charge what came out of it in the assault phase. So second phase is over. Now we got shooting. So what do you want to do first, him or him?
I'll do the Dread Knight.
Dread Knight. So he has his weapon. You can choose to shoot the large blast or the 6-shot version. Obviously, you want to shoot the 6-shot compared to just getting 1 hit.
Yeah. 6.
Okay, so you need 3s to hit. So 1 miss. And you are technically on my side armor at that point. Yeah, you're on my side armor. So my side armor is 11. Your strength 7. What do you need?
You 4s.
Yep. 2 penetrates. I got no cover save, so you can't explode it. So basically, it's gone now. So I just flip it over. Now these guys do what's called an emergency disembarkment, so they can move within 3 inches of anywhere. Normally, to be cheesy, I'd put them behind here. So when these guys technically would have line of sight to shoot at them or charge them. But just for the sake of the game, I'm gonna put them. They can only go 3 inches out from. So they have to be all within 3 inches of the tank. So what I'll do is I'll place them like this. So normally, if I play tactically, I'd hide them behind the tank. So these couldn't see. He might be able to see him, but if you look at their model, they wouldn't be able to see him. But because it's just a learning game and we're not trying to be competitive here, I'm gonna place them all like this. Okay. So they're all within unit coherence. Okay. Now this guy's done shooting. He's gonna be able to charge them in the assault phase. So now you can shoot these guys.
Has no bottom.
And where are they gonna shoot? Well, you have one option.
Yeah.
So okay, so go ahead. What weapon do you want to shoot first? You can shoot the big gun first, the assault cannon, the heavy side cannon, or you can shoot the bolters.
I'll do the side cannon first.
Okay, so that's 4 shots, remember?
Well,
Yeah.
him specifically.
Ballistic skill 4, 7 minus 4 is 3, so you need 3s to hit.
And
3 hits. No re-rolls because you got nothing to.
That's right.
Yep.
Taking away the myths.
And then your strength 7, and I'm toughness 4, so that's 2s to wound. Your AP 4, you don't ignore my armor, but on a roll of a 6, you do. Because it goes to AP 2, it's rending. So one guy's automatic. So now you get to choose first. Do you want me to take the one AP 2 hit first, or the AP 4's hit first?
I'll take the AP 2.
Okay. Normally you would say the AP, like normally all my bad stuff's going to be at the back. It doesn't really matter because you're only killing 3 guys. But you'd say take those first, so hopefully those guys might die, then the guys at the back automatically die. No save. Okay, so that's 1 wound, the AP 2. We have the AP 4 wounds, 3 plus armor save. They're all good. So that's your shooting. So now you go to the next weapon in the squad.
Which is...
Storm bolters. So you have 4 storm bolters. 2 shots each.
8 shots?
8
right?
shots, yeah. And all ballistic skill 4. 4 minus 7. 7 minus 4 is 3.
Taking out the
misses, yeah. And the strength of your gun is 4.
Yeah.
My toughness is 4. That means you need 4 wound.
Alrighty.
So 2 wounds. So I'll take, now you did ignore my armor. So I'll take 2 3-up saves. And 2 more dead.
No, just
Closest to the squad goes. Okay, so that's, you got any more shooting left? Has every guy shot the weapons?
Yes.
Okay, now assault phase. Here's what you gotta do. Now, here's where you gotta remember. These guys have some good weapons. He has a plasma gun and a plasma pistol. Those are AP 2. They can take wounds off. So you got to decide what you want to charge first. So obviously they're both going to charge in there, right? That's your only option. It's the last thing on the board. If you kill it, you beat me, basically.
Yeah.
But you got to decide who charges first, because the person who charges first, I can then choose to fire Overwatch at them. So I shoot my auto turn, hitting on 6 snap shooting. I could choose to not fire Overwatch, but if you make the charge, I then lose my option to fire Overwatch. So since you're so close, I am going to fire. I am going to charge in. So who do you want to charge first, this guy or this unit?
I would think that guy.
This guy?
Dread
Okay.
Knight, yeah.
Easy enough. That's no problem. So we do my weapons separately. So I got a plasma gun and a plasma bolter. So these are hitting on 3s. These have a special rule called Get Hot. If I roll a 1, I take a wound, and I'm allowed my armor saves though. So 1-1. So I take a wound. Does he die? He does. I didn't specify. Well, we'll say this is the odd dice. So that was my sergeant. He's dead.
Told me not to die.
The odds of doing that are low, but it happens. And I got no hits. Ta-da. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys at bolters. Because you're in my rapid fire range within 12 inches of my half of 24, I get 10 shots each. 2,
Yo, I didn't
4,
put this one hard.
7, 8, 9, 10. Roll into hit. 6s. Yeah, look at that. And I need 6s to wound because I'm strength. I'm strength 4 and you're toughness 6. Nothing. So now you do your charges. You roll your 2d6.
2d6 with Dread Knight.
4 inches. That's not going to get him in. So
then he
he just stays there. You don't move up like in fantasy. You just stay there. So he's done with. Now these guys. You roll your charge range.
Still 2d6, right?
2d6. Yeah. 7 inches. That's going to put him in. So the first guy has to move base to base. The other guys can then choose to move where they want. You want to get him base to base. So he's going to move here. Let's measure always. So he's going to move there. Now these guys are going to move up like this. Okay, just like that. So now combat starts. No other charges to declare. Combat starts. Let's go to initiative. They don't get a Hammer of Wrath because they're not much as creatures. They don't have that special roll.
Okay.
So let's go down initiative 10 all the way down to initiative 5. I think your librarian's initiative 5. You want to check?
Initiative 4.
4. Okay, never mind. So we're all initiative 4, so we're all attacking at the same time. You could choose. So that means we all pile in. When it's your turn, you pile in. So you
Bear with us here.
Yeah. When it's your turn, you pile in. Or when it's an initiative step, you pile in. So we're all going to pile in. So we're all either base to base or within 2 inches. You could also choose to declare a challenge if I had a character. If you declare a challenge, you choose one of your characters. So either your librarian or your squad champion, your Justicar. And you would say, he declares a challenge. I would then choose to either accept the challenge with one guy on my squad. And those guys come base to base outside of the combat. They attack each other, nobody else. Or I choose to deny with a character, and that character just sits at the back and doesn't attack. I have no characters left in the squad because you killed the sergeant, so I can't do that.
Okay.
Okay? Well, I killed the sergeant. So, let's go initiative step. Who do you want to attack first, me or you?
I'll attack first.
Okay, so how many attacks? So, you librarian. So, let's look at your weapons. All the guys have the halberd.
Yeah.
And what the halberd does, if you look in the rulebook, it gives you +1 strength. So, what's the strength of a normal Terminator?
Normal Terminator strength is 4.
Okay, so +1 gives you 5, and Hammerhead makes you up to strength 7. Now your librarian has what's called a nemesis warding staff. Yeah, so that's strength
+2.
So that's 6 because he's strength 4 normally. Plus Hammerhead makes him strength 8. Now your halberds are all AP 3, so your halberds all ignore my armor save, and they have a psychic power called Force. What Force does is it causes instant death on any wound caused by it, but they only have 1 wound each, and you didn't activate Force, which is in the psychic phase, so it doesn't come into effect. Okay, so these guys have 2 attacks each base, but then they get +1 for the charge, so 3 attacks base. So you do each weapon separately. So you got how many guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with halberds, so 15 attacks.
12, and you got more dice.
Get on.
Alright.
So your weapon skill 4, I'm weapon skill 4, means you need 4 to hit.
Alright.
Take out your misses. Not the best, but they probably still kill me.
Ow.
Oh, would you consider that cock?
I'd say that's pretty well a 3.
Okay.
Okay, so you got 6 hits.
Shot in the head.
Now your strength 8. Your strength 7, I'm toughness 4, so you need 2s to wound. I get no saves because I got no invul. And you killed the squad. They get to attack back technically, but there's no point in them attacking it back because I got no models on the left. Which means you have officially tabled me, which means you win the game. Winning your first game, turn 2. Handshake, and we'll come back with a quick
Yep.
A post-game show there, guys. So I'm not sure, sorry about that. Okay, guys, thank you for watching that Learning 40k battle report, or at least Learning 40k segment. We got Thurston, we also have another fantasy guy who's interested in starting playing. So we're going to have a couple of these, hopefully. I apologize about the talking in the background. I can't expect people to not talk because I'm filming. But anyways, I'm not sure when you're going to be seeing this video, if it's going to be after the first one or after the second one. But anyways, that was our game. He beat me in a turn and a half, basically 2 turns. I made it so that would happen. I gave him a pretty good list, and I took a pretty bad list myself, just so it could get over and he could get the gist of the game. But what'd you think about that, Steve?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, the fact that I knew fantasy made me grasp the rules a little bit better, but it was a pretty good transition.
Yeah. It's a fun game. It's a lot different than fantasy. I myself do not like fantasy that much. I have a fantasy army just because a lot of the guys in my city have a fantasy army, and I told one of the guys I wouldn't sell it and keep it. I told him if he would keep his 40k army. But yeah, a lot of the game mechanics are the same. You got your weapon skill and your ballistic skill and all that. Wounding works a bit differently, but I mean, yeah. So. What did you feel about the feel of the game? There's a lot more shooting in 40k than there is fantasy.
There is. That's to be expected, though. I mean,
let's go this way.
It's kind of based in the future.
Yeah. Future. 40,000 years from now.
But it was really good. Like, the fact that you play an army you like helped too.
Yeah. I mean, 40k is like, you're not going to be playing very long. If you hate orcs and you have an orc army, well then trade it, sell it, and get a new one. Because if you're playing an army you don't like, well then what's the point of even playing, right? Yeah. So I mean, that's great. Did you have any problems with your first game?
I'm almost there.
Anything hard to grasp, you think?
No, not really. My biggest concern would have been like the psychic phase, learning the powers.
Yeah. What's good to cast?
Yeah, and then next to that probably would have been like the difference in weapons, like back and forth, distance, and
but that all comes with learning your army.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that is part of learning how to play 40k, but at the same time, it's all part of learning the army and how that goes, right? So once you know your Grey Knights better, you'll know that Sanctuary is what you want to cast compared to Banishment when there's no demons on the board.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It all comes with learning your army. But yeah, this is his very first game. It was a real quick game. I've never seen a game end in by the third turn of the game. The third player turn, the game was over. But I made it that way so we could have it. He didn't have much time. But this is just our first segment. I think the next segment we're going to do is we're going to be talking about the Grey Knights and sitting down and just having a chat. What's good to take, what's not good to take, and so on. And we'll talk about Grey Knights and just army building in general is what we'll talk about next. But we do thank you for watching another Basement Collective video. We have Kevin and
Steve.
And we do have a giveaway going on. If it's still going, I think this video should be releasing when the giveaway. We have about 130 subscribers to get left at this time to our 500 subscriber giveaway. So if you haven't subscribed to that or haven't checked out that video, go check it out a couple Mondays ago maybe, or last Monday, depending on when this video goes up. Other than that, we do thank you for watching another Basement Collective video. If you have a video you want to submit to air on our channel, just let me know. All you have to do is give us the rights to the video, and then if it's decent quality like you see here, we'll put it on. I apologize about the shaky camera. It's not going to be much of that in this, but I am trying to work on that, and we are getting a newer camera in where that helps. But do thank you for watching once again, and guys, keep on wargaming. But that's the end, Steve. Turn this off.